we are intrinsically and happily connected to every part of the world. And this kind of thinking has embedded itself in New South Wales, its political leaders, its civic leaders, its business leaders. We are always thinking about opportunities, and not just around Australia, but the rest of the world. Indeed, this state was historically the stronghold for free trade in Australian politics. And this has, for the most part, benefited the whole country. So I think we're blessed here that our natural tendency to look outwards also complements our need to trade with the rest of the world, to grow, and ultimately to prosper. That's equally true of our people. When half of your city was either born overseas or have parents who were born overseas, you're a city with family in every corner of the globe. And it means that we have millions of ambassadors out there talking to their families and friends in their ancestral homelands about how great and wonderful and open for business Sydney truly is. Friends, if you've followed Australian politics over the last half century, one debate that always seems to come back around is Australia's place in the world. Are we an outpost of European society, or are we genuinely a part of Asia? Is our destiny driven by geography, or is it driven by history? In Sydney and in New South Wales, I think we've answered most of these questions. And it's come about simply by the way that we live. If you walk through the CBD on a weekend, or through the Lakemba night markets, or down Church Street in Parramatta in Little India, you can see it for yourself. In other words, those old questions of identity were answered in Sydney just by being ourselves, just by being open to the world, just by being open for business. We've embraced our geography in Asia. We're not cowed by it. We're excited by it. And that's the kind of quality you find in every great city around the world. They attract people looking for a better life, and they welcome people looking for a better life. They allow themselves the freedom to change, and they're optimistic, and they're open about the world and what tomorrow brings. On each of these points, we have so many natural advantages. And if we're honest with ourselves, I think we know that there's a lot of work still to be done. The world doesn't stand still for anyone, and we need to give ourselves the freedom and the confidence to evolve, to change, to take advantage of those global trends. That means allowing the city to move with the times, and it means fostering an optimistic culture within government and business where we're always on the hunt for new ideas, always hoping and looking for new things to happen. An enterprising city looks for reasons to say yes, not a timid city that finds at the end of the day every single excuse to pass the buck or even to say no. We need to be restless in seeking out our advantages, and then we need to push them relentlessly. I'm saying the state has to grasp our opportunities to create something new. And one of those opportunities lies in the patchwork of businesses that make up our tourism industry. Last year, the New South Wales economy cracked $50 billion of annual visitor expenditure for the very first time. And we're currently on track to exceed our target of $65 billion by 2030. It's a huge part of the New South Wales economy. And with new international airports at Western Sydney and Newcastle coming online, we believe the sky is the limit for this exciting sector. Business events play a major role in meeting that potential, that over $60 billion of annual turnover when it comes to tourism. Now, business events currently drive almost $700 million in visitor expenditure in New South Wales, and we are determined to see that number grow. So I want to announce tonight with my parliamentary colleague John Graham that the New South Wales Government, as part of our refreshed visitor economy strategy, which is due later this year, will be increasing the amount of funding for the business events sector across the state, and that's particularly the case for Sydney. The sector will see that support begin immediately. Friends, we've got so much going for us in New South Wales. We've got a massive economy, more than $700 billion a year, bigger than Singapore's, bigger than Denmark's. We've got wonderful universities. We have a world-class public education system. We've got an amazing and very stable democracy. And I think if you look at politics, particularly recently, at other countries around the world, you can kiss the ground that you live in Australia, because regardless of our political differences, they're insignificant compared to what pulls us together, what we have in common. We've got our challenges, but I truly believe that our brightest years are absolutely ahead of us. So thank you so much for having me tonight. Thank you for all that you do in what some cynics might say is an easy job, selling the best city there is to the world. But I know, and you know, it's not that easy. You still have to sift through coal to find diamonds.